Picture a wounded tiger deep in the jungle. Imagine how it retreats silently into the shadows, finding a hidden cave, curling up to tend to its pain. It licks its wounds, rests, and waits. No one needs to teach the tiger how to heal. Instinct guides it to safety, to stillness, and to the slow, quiet work of recovery. The same is true for a cat limping to a quiet corner, or a dog seeking its bed after an injury. Animals know, without words or explanations, that their wounds matter. They pause. They give themselves time to mend. Monk Minh Neem once told a story about a tiger he encountered while traveling through the forests of Vietnam. The tiger had been caught in a snare, its leg wounded and bleeding. Instead of running wildly or ignoring its pain, the tiger disappeared into a cave for days. When it emerged, it limped, but its wound had begun to close. The tiger knew that healing demands time, rest, and attention. It knew to retreat, to focus inward to honor the hurt. Why is it then that humans, creatures of such intelligence and sensitivity, so often lose this instinct? Why do we, unlike the tiger, so easily ignore or deny our wounds, especially the ones we cannot see? Physical pain is visible. A broken arm, a scraped knee, a bruise. All these signal to us and to others that something needs care. But emotional wounds? They are invisible. There are no bandages for a broken heart, no crutches for a bruised spirit. Yet these wounds can hurt even more than the physical ones. They shape our lives in quiet, persistent ways. So often, we suppress our emotional pain. We hide it, dismiss it, or deny it, sometimes because the world tells us to toughen up, sometimes because we simply don't have the time or space to heal. We move on, carrying our wounds like silent tigers. But unlike the tiger, we don't always let ourselves rest. We don't pause. We don't heal. Why is it so hard to heal ourselves? Why do we keep moving, even when something inside us begs for a moment of care? The first reason is simple. Physical wounds are visible, but emotional ones are hidden. When we see blood or feel pain, our instincts kick in. We seek help. We tend to the injury or ask someone else to do it for us. But when the pain is emotional, when our hearts ache or our spirits break, there's nothing to see. The wound is silent and invisible. Asking for help feels harder, maybe even impossible. We fear that others won't understand, or worse, that they'll dismiss our pain as weakness. The second reason is the world around us. Modern life is full of distractions. When we feel hurt, we reach for quick fixes. A meme, a funny video, a scroll through social media, a few minutes on TikTok. These moments bring instant soothing, but not real healing. We become addicted to these little bursts of comfort, numbing ourselves instead of facing what hurts. We chase laughter or distraction, but the pain remains underneath, unhealed and ignored. And this disconnection isn't just personal. It affects how we treat others. If we can't see or honor our own wounds, how can we truly see the pain of those around us? We become less sensitive, less able to offer real comfort or support. We scroll past someone's sadness, telling ourselves they'll be fine. Think about this. Gen Z today rarely suffers from physical hunger. Most of us have enough to eat, a place to sleep, and clothes to wear. But there is a different kind of hunger, a deep emotional and spiritual hunger. We long for connection, understanding, meaning. And when that hunger isn't fed, it becomes another kind of wound. What exactly is emotional trauma? It's not just the result of a single, shattering event, though it can be. Emotional trauma can come from one major loss, a betrayal, or a moment of heartbreak. But just as often, it's the result of repeated micro-traumas, small, persistent hurts that add up over time. Maybe it's the sting of constant rejection, the ache of being ignored, the confusion of mixed messages, or the loneliness of emotional neglect. Trauma isn't always dramatic or obvious. Sometimes, it's a quiet accumulation of pain. How do you know if you're carrying unhealed emotional wounds? Here are 7 signs to look for, each one a gentle signal from your inner self that something needs attention. The first sign, you doubt happiness. When something good happens, instead of celebrating, you feel a strange anxiety. Joy feels unfamiliar, maybe even dangerous. You wonder, Do I really deserve this? Is something bad about to happen? Underneath these questions is a belief that you're not worthy of happiness, a belief often rooted in old shame or guilt. The second sign, you over-control everything. You plan obsessively, needing every detail to go according to schedule. When things veer off course, anxiety rises. Perfectionism isn't just ambition, it's a trauma response. It comes from a time when you felt helpless, when chaos or pain made you believe that control was the only way to stay safe. The third sign, you fear failure deeply. The thought of making a mistake is overwhelming. Your fear of failure is stronger than your desire to succeed. This often stems from childhood, when errors were punished or ridiculed instead of embraced as opportunities to learn. The result is paralysis. You hold back, afraid to try, afraid to fall. The fourth sign, you fear success. This may sound strange, but for some, the moment they're about to succeed is the moment they self-sabotage. Why? Sometimes, success and loss have been linked in the past. Imagine a student who finally wins a big match, only to lose a loved one soon after. The mind begins to associate achievement with pain. So, whenever success is near, the old fear returns. The fifth sign, you help everyone, but don't ask for help. You're always there for others, always listening, always offering support. But when you need something, you hesitate. You feel like a burden, unworthy of care. This is often rooted in low self-worth, the legacy of emotional neglect or abandonment. It becomes a habit, give, but never receive. A real-life example, the speaker himself grew up never asking for help, always managing alone. It felt safer to be self-sufficient, but over time, this became lonely and exhausting. The sixth sign, you're nice outside, but explosive inside. To the world, you're warm and friendly, but in private, with those closest to you, anger or sadness spills over. You lash out, sometimes at the people you love most. The emotions you suppress in public can't be contained forever. They burst out in private, leading to self-harm, emotional isolation, or cycles of hurt that repeat through generations. The seventh sign, emotional instability. Your moods swing suddenly. Anxiety appears out of nowhere. You lose your appetite, or you can't sleep. Your body is sending a message. Something inside needs healing. These symptoms are not flaws, they're signals. So, how do you begin to heal? The first step is the hardest, but also the most important. Accept the wound. Just as the tiger retreats to its cave, you must give yourself permission to notice and acknowledge your pain. Don't dramatize it, and don't panic. Emotional trauma is a normal part of life. It doesn't make you weak, broken, or less than anyone else. In Vietnamese culture and many others, mental health is still surrounded by misunderstanding or stigma. People may tell you to get over it or be strong. But healing isn't about toughness, it's about honesty. You don't always need a psychologist, though seeking professional help can be life-changing, but you do need openness. You need to allow yourself to receive support, whether from friends, family, or trusted mentors. Healing yourself isn't just for you. When you face your wounds, you break cycles. You heal not only your own heart, but also the hearts of those who come after you. Your friends, your family, your children. The work you do today echoes through future generations. If your trauma is affecting your work, your relationships, or your daily life, don't hesitate to seek help. There are resources, communities, and people who care. You are not alone. If you're looking for guidance, consider exploring the Quarter Life Crisis Zoom course. It's a space to reflect, learn, and grow. Link in the description. But for now, take a breath. Pause. Reflect. Look inside. Which of these signs do you recognize in yourself? What wounds are you carrying, quietly, day after day? Remember, healing begins with awareness, with the courage to look inward. Share your thoughts. Comment below. Your story might help someone else find the courage to begin their own healing journey. The tiger knows how to heal. So do you, if you give yourself the chance.